Hello and welcome to Frank's School. I think I'm ready. 94th day. The story is over, I decided. My silly little story. It's over. With the three of them singing, "She made my baby fall in love with me." That's a good ending. But then, I've got more to teach and more to say. So I decided I'll have an epilogue. But first, let me correct some things. I forgot to close my quotes back there. I'm not sure where it was. I think it was 2 videos ago. And another thing, I misspelled they. They should not have a T here. That's voiced. All right, well, the story then ended with me. I've inserted a footnote, a number 1, a little 1 up there. I wanted to show that. This is called documentation of sources. When you show where did you get something. I wanted to show you that here in this same dictionary that I like so much, there is a section on it, documentation of sources. I have very mixed feelings about documentation of sources because it is so tedious to do this in a really serious academic work that it just takes so much fun out of the writing. But it's a good thing. It should be there. Sometimes you need to be ready to say, where did you get that information? Well, one of the ways is by something called a footnote. By putting a little 1 here, that says that at the foot of the page, and when I teach this I usually use something like this to say, here's the foot of the page, here's a 1, and there's the information. Now, there's all kinds of different ways. It should just be 1 point, period. As a matter of fact, here it shows, at least when I was at Harvard, there was one system for doing it for the humanities, another for the social sciences. But in any case, what you do is look, this is so parenthetic that it's not even going to be put in the story. But if you want to know, here it is at the foot. And there you would write the name of the song, who put the bump and the bump-a-bump. I didn't write it all out because I didn't think I needed to. You put the author, Gary Goffin, or Jerry Goffin. I think he wrote it with somebody else. And I decided to put the date, or the year anyway. Now, in the modern day with Google and the internet, that's plenty. You can find it just like that. So there isn't quite the same need for real precise documentation. You'll see there's another footnote in a second. All right, the epilogue. So the story's over, but an epilogue is something that you then add at the end. As You Like It has an epilogue at the end of it. It's really part of the work, but not really part of the story. And it starts like this: a sad note. Well, I used a colon to say, get ready, here comes the sad note. The writer. Now there was the rooster, there's Farmer Brown, there's the storyteller, and there's also the writer. Who is writing all this stuff? I guess that would be me, unless I wanted to make myself the teacher. So we're dealing really here with personas. That's a kind of a word. Hey, psst, get out of there, kid. That's a word that I'll just throw in there. Anyway, the writer. The writer was also, we're going to find out that he was inspired. Since they were all having so much fun, the writer decided he would do something too. But I say it's sad. And now I interrupt. This is very much of an interruption. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. Well, that's a quote. That's a famous line. I put a footnote. This is the second one on this page now. Where does that come from? Well, it comes from a major work called Julius Caesar. I put this in quotes because that's just a song. That's just a short thing. But I underscored Julius Caesar, assigned to the printer to use italics. Underscoring is awkward to do on a computer nowadays, and it's not used as much. Julius Caesar is the name of the play. Act 3. Now I used a semicolon because I'm showing there's internal punctuation here. Act 3, Scene 2. I could have even given the line if I'd worked a little bit longer. And then Shakespeare. I didn't write the date down. I have, as I said, I have mixed feelings about documentation of sources. It can just take all the fun out of writing because it is so tedious. And yet I respect the need for it. Maybe next week or in 2 weeks I'll tell you a little story about why I so much respect the need for it. All right, and I'll go on with what happened, why this is a sad note. What we actually say is epilogue would be epilogue, actually the same as German. A sad note, note, the writer, British might say writer, you could, but we Americans say writer. And here comes the introduction option. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now, was also, and then for the moment I should do this to show it will join with what's coming in the next video. In German, Epilogue, eine traurige Nachricht, a sad report, report. Der Schriftsteller auch war, but here comes the interruption, the right maker, wenn du Tränen haben, bereit sich jetzt darauf vor sie zu vergießen. If you tears have, prepare yourself now thereof from you, or to shed, let them flow. Okay, strange looking stuff. I don't purposely make it so complicated, but anyway, one more video today.